God, family, and guns. God, family. Big Al. Yeah. The prohibition of our time. Oh my God. Maybe we need to start this. Man. Just love those words. Prohibition of our time. Argentina. 1891. That's 750. Man, like, stay sniping shit, man. Fuck. I messed up. Fuck.
Want to boost traffic to your business? With the Traffic Booster, all you'll need is to fill out a simple form with your business information and let us do the rest. Our marketing experts team will create.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Got a very special video to make for you here today. This is just an announcement, just me. And I want to let you know that we have a 2A rally coming up November 2nd at 1 p.m. State Capitol Lawn, Washington, D.C. Yep, it's happening. And I can't wait. I'm going to be speaking there. We hope that you guys can come. We want to see you there. It's going to be great. We've got a ton of patriots, tons of celebrities and other 2A personalities. I don't know if I'm a personality, however you want to put that. But anyway, according to them, I'm a personality. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I'll be there. And other people like me will be there. YouTubers, bloggers, as well as other predominant pro-2A figures in our community, which is great. You know, a wide variety of representation from a ton of different walks of life, different people, and it's going to be wonderful. And I cannot wait to see you there. I hope you'll be there. And bring your questions. I would love to, set up a camera, and if some of you would like to engage with your fellow YouTubers, even if it's just a quick, hey, blah, 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 say something to the camera, hey, I love guns. This is why I love guns. And we'll put together a little video to put up on YouTube, and I'll cover the event as well. I will be making a speech. I don't know how long I'll get, maybe 5 or 9 minutes or something like that, but I'll make a short speech. I'll meet and greet. We'll hang out. It'll be a really great time, and I hope to see you guys there.
I hope we drink some beer.
SecondAmendmentRally.com. Sign up, and that way, if there's anything that changes or whatever, which it shouldn't, you can get all of the pertinent updates sent to you directly through email. Sign up over there on the website. So check the description box below for that website. Go check it out. I do want to mention one thing about DC. DC is kind of a weird area in terms of carrying guns. Okay?
Thank you.
It's not an open carry rally. No rifles. No open carry pistols.
Don't even
no
try.
concealed carry pistols. DC is a weird animal. They do not have carry reciprocity with any other state. DC has their own unique permitting system when it comes to carrying guns, and it's a strict and weird, convoluted permit system, and they have some really weird and odd and pretty strict rules when it comes to carrying guns. Only certain people can. You got to have a special permit and all this stuff. If you don't have that, please don't put us in a position to get anybody in trouble. We want to make sure that we're putting out a professional, type of image in terms of how we're acting here. So we want to make sure everybody's acting civil, have a great time. Let's all be positive. Let's share great ideas. let's listen to criticisms with a little bit of wisdom and logic. Let's voice our opinion in a responsible and professional manner. And let's follow all the laws that we're supposed to follow. And let's make sure everybody has a great time and do it safely. Everybody travel safe, get there safe. We conduct ourselves safely, travel home safe, and make sure that we're sending a positive message to those on Capitol Hill that we aren't going to compromise on our rights anymore. But the line in the sand has to be drawn somewhere when it comes to the Second Amendment. And gun owners have compromised enough with the anti-gun establishment. And now we've got GOP. A lot of GOP people are jumping ship, and they're really starting to support a lot of anti-gun legislation. They're being put under a lot of pressure by the antis and by the Democrats, and some of them are starting to cave, right? We've already got an assault weapons ban that's made it through the House, and if it winds up going for a vote in the Senate, some Republicans could jump ship and support an assault weapons ban. And then no telling what happens if it goes across Trump's desk. There's a lot of people in the gun world that feel that Trump would sign any anti-gun bill that went across his desk. We don't want it to get that far. People have to make sure they're holding the representatives accountable. And that's what this type of event does, is it reaffirms our position when it comes to being gun owners in this country. We want to do the right thing. We want to take care of our families, and we want to represent a wide variety of different people across the board. I mean, gun ownership is oftentimes, wrongly viewed as this, you got to be some crazy white dude in the woods kind of guy, this crazy right-wing crazy nut job in order to be a gun owner. And they want to pull gun owners into that group only. And the media wants to paint the picture that because you're a gun owner, that's what you want to be. That is not true at all. Firearms ownership in this country applies to all of us. Even if you are not even tremendously pro-gun person and you just like the idea of being able to protect yourself, the Second Amendment applies to all of us. It's all of our right to take advantage of and to enjoy and to protect our life and liberty and happiness. So that's what this event is about. I hope to see you there. I hope everyone travels safe. I can't wait to see you all. We're going to hopefully put together a nice video that we can put on YouTube, and I can't wait. Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Iraq Veteran 8888. Today, we're going to be taking an 1891 Argentine out to about 750 yards here. And this is the furthest range we can shoot today, but in a future video, because this thing shoots pretty good, I think we're going to try to take this one out past 1,000. That's been kind of an ongoing thing that we've been doing with the channel, is really seeing which milsurps in our collections shoot the best, so we can work up and get out to some stupid long ranges. We recently did a K31 video where we shot a K31 out to $1,000, and we were pretty surprised with the results. The last time we had the 1891 Argentine Mauser out for a video, it was shooting really nice for us. So we thought that we'd try to double down on the distance and get out to longer ranges. We've never fired it at this range, but Chad's a good spot, and we're going to see what happens. I've got the same lot of ammo as before. This is a 765 by 53 Argentine.
Reach out.
174 grain PPU. Just real basic ammo.
762 by 53.
Does ammunition age like wine? Does it season and gets better over time? I don't know, but I have a feeling, Chad, that we might find out here. All right. Let me get my ear in. Yeah, this is loud. This is loud. All right. Chad's going to spot for me. These Argentines, they're good shooters generally, so let's see what happens. All right, I'm just going to aim right at it. Send it when ready. All right, so you're about 2 plates low and about half a plate right. So, 3 feet or so, give or take.
That's right.
Always a little bit of effort to get this thing on long range. She's old.
She's old, baby.
Oh, man, this Kentucky wind is that thing.
Kentucky wind.
Right, ready? When you are.
Hold it at left hand. Hold it high left. It's going dip. It's going to hit the woo.
About a foot right of the plate.
and about the same
You ever pay
distance.
attention to long
About
distance
center.
bullets? They go.
You kind of right up there between the strap and the frame.
Oh, they
Oh,
go.
you said it's high.
Yeah, that was high and right
It's
slightly.
like they skipped the air,
The first shot though was real low and to the right.
like a rock on
You're
board.
still slightly right. You're about like I said, about a foot or so off the top of the plate.
Killing.
All right. No man's land. All right, guys, here's a video for you. How about a Martini Henry at 600 yards? That's right. You know, the popularity of video games like Battlefield 1. All right. I'm going to bullseye it, Chad. You said it's about how high? You hit right over the... Oh, I love it. Love this. I love it. All right. This is the magic bullet right here. You ready? Send it.
Send it.
Get in there.
Woo! Yeah.
You didn't
Yes.
hit the plate. I think you hit the strap. Either the strap or
Right,
you hit
yep.
the rack there.
You're distracted. I see it.
I still can't track that bullet, man. I have no idea. Strap. All right, this is the magic bullet. Love it. You ready? Send it.
Send it. Yeah.
Get in there.
Smack, get strapped.
You didn't hit the plate. I think you hit the strap. Either the strap or you hit the rack there. I still can't track that bullet, man. I have no idea.
A
where
long
that
way
thing's
for this
arcing up
pill to go, guys. Bear with us here. Remember, we're not
Most
editing any
heavy
of this.
pills.
You are learning along with us.
Doing 200
The whole
grains.
point is for us to discover how accurate are these guns at long range.
Seriously.
I mean, at a certain
How
point,
accurate
it's
can you
considered a
rely
volley
with
weapon.
200
But
grain?
what point is that? You know,
Jeez.
we've made point target hits with this gun out to 400 yards before with some pretty decent regularity. But I thought it'd be fun to lob in some of these heavy bullets just to see that it helps you appreciate history.
Mm-hmm.
It's one thing to see it on
That's
this video
it.
or
Appreciate
to
history.
play a
Appreciate
video
where-
game where you're using a Martini.
How
Henry.
long?
That's all good fun and everything,
How
but
long?
This really allows you to
This
truly
technology.
appreciate these guns.
Pray. You stash that somewhere. You
Yeah,
fucking
correct.
niggas off 800 yards going through their eyeballs. Okay.
Man, you're like right over the top of it, like a
What my dream? Fucking a nigga in his eye. Oh,
I couldn't see the impact. The trace looked
motherfucker
like
said,
it was
"Wow."
better windage wise. You may have still been right at the
Kentucky
top.
windage. Got the SKS, SKS.
To think the guns.
It's time to go back to history.
The commies made it back in.
Right, the Connies.
50s.
Nigga, that's one of
Back
my
when I was
favorite
going
guns
through my
that
drills
ever
in elementary
existed.
school or kindergarten,
Ever.
hiding under the desk in case of nuclear fallout.
Thank
All
you.
that are
Right.
My age, remember
Right.
those days, perhaps. There were guys across the ocean.
Insane.
Hammering
Look at
these things
it.
together, as we were doing that. So
It
It's
makes
an
you
interesting
drool.
gun. It's a nice gun. Many of you have them, partly because they're so cheap and they're well made. Even the Chinese versions, whoever makes them, they historically have been well worth the price tag, especially when they're $59. But they shoot well. Even the cheapest ones, as I understand, shoot pretty well. And I know people use them to hunt deer and target shoot, just whatever. Again, the Russian model is kind of the premier model of them. It's a heavier model. Has a milled receiver, and to me, they just look nicer than most of them. The bayonet's a little different on these old Russian models. Very well made. Of all the guns I have that are military rifles, I like the bayonet on this one, the system, better than any I've ever had, whether it's the Lee Enfield, the Garand, M1 carbine, you name it. This is really cool, and it's a quality made item, no doubt about it. The Russians have always been famous for putting all their money into arms, right? People are starving. They
Literally.
have no freedom. But they tend to make nice weapons. That's the way it was over there. Maybe still is to some extent. So this is the Russian model.
think?
Pretty gun.
Why do you think
Feels
we
good.
never?
I have a little
I think
extension
we
on it.
always
It's not
want
to
trans.
absorb recoil. Really
Two
on any of my
things that
guns, but with my length
that
of
we
pull,
are
I just need that.
one and the
It
same.
makes this gun feel like a real rifle. Which is what attracted me to the SKS initially. I've always liked the 7.62 by 39 round. It's a nice intermediate cartridge, isn't it? Doesn't kick a lot, but it has plenty of power. Comparable to, I guess, the 30-30 that most people say. And comfortable to shoot. And it used to be really inexpensive to shoot. Just like the guns, you used to be able to buy that stuff by the thousands for not a lot of money. All that's changed these days. These guns are more expensive, and we know what ammo's done in recent months and years, gone way up. But still, comparatively, probably less expensive to shoot than any other centerfire rifle I can think of.
Right.
I buy most of the ammo for this at somewhere like Academy Sports or whoever has the best price on it, and tends to be some of that the Monarch that's made in Russia or some of the others that's made in Serbia. It just depends. They will handle the ammo about anything you buy pretty well. Semi-automatic, you saw.
God, that is exploding. Keep going. Right. The fuck? What am I?
Semi-automatic rifle, 10-round magazine, fixed magazine. And what else about it? Safety, right there. Just the basic operation of it. That's safe. That's fire.
Love.
Hey, John Nicock here.
I'm
Today we're going to do a
addicted to
chapter
this gun.
2 on
I
the
have to
Russian
get
SKS.
this gun. And this is
Yeah,
the
for
next
those
gun
of you that
I'm
have been
going
following
to
the channel
own.
for a while, this is a
I'm
rifle
literally
John has owned
right
for a
now
long time.
thinking about
He bought this
selling
back
a
in the late
handgun.
80s. Back
Think
when
about
Metallica was in
one of
their
these
prime, and you could
300.
buy an SKS for like $100. I mean, that was a beautiful time in America.
And back in the day, they used to sell these guns for $100.
Maybe a 1-year-old. I was born in 1988, so I was not born. I was too young to buy a gun, unfortunately. But these things
In
are
the
still
crates.
around. You
That
can
was
find them
in the
at
80s.
just
In the 80s, you could find these joints in. You could get a whole crate of SKSs in the 80s, $100 a piece, just about. $98 a piece. That's. You know what I'm saying? It may not be matching the parts, may not be matching, but he is not lying. And right now, I'm still shopping for bulk.
The Chinese version of the SKS is probably the most common one that you see around now. I know there's some Yugo ones floating around, but these Russian ones are definitely, in my opinion, the ones to have. There may be some others that are more rare and special, but these Russian ones are neat. This one was, of course, made in Tula. And again, it's a chapter 2 for those of you that think
Peacock 45 newbies out there, chapter 2 is basically bring the gun back out. We'll mostly shoot it, and we don't give you a big rundown on the history or anything like that. So you'll want to go back and watch the original SKS video. If this is your first time hearing about this specific rifle. So, really neat rifle. Again, Russian, and I'm pretty sure that
keeping it Russian.
This one, well, okay. So here's the thing. I did some research on this thing, and since we had it out last, and we thought that this was a real, authentic Russian SKS. Now it is Russian, but I've since, after doing some research on the internet, I discovered that it's actually just a 9130 Mosin that somebody has attached a fully semi-automatic apparatus onto.
A Mosin?
And so if you believe that, then I'm sorry. But
right,
nigga. A few of you may have seen the chapter 2 attempt of the Mosin PU sniper that I have.
Yeah,
and
I just watched it.
I did some research on that thing, and it really was convinced based on the things that I found that it wasn't an authentic PU sniper. And I read all this stuff about how the authentic ones are very rare, and that most of them are cobbled together from different parts. And
yeah, I mean, it's true.
True authentic PU snipers.
You gotta literally read the
and I realized that I bit off way more than I could chew on that kind of thing. Authenticating these old firearms, especially collectible ones, I mean, it's a minefield of misinformation and crazy details and all this kind of stuff. So I bit off more than I could chew with that.
Right.
And
every single
video,
every single part ends up being separate.
Eventually, it is actually real,
and not the same.
You can never be 100% sure, but 99.5% sure.
Thank you.
I took it down to the land of Georgia, down to Eric from Rack Veteran 88.
Oh, my man, Eric.
He's a big Mosin expert, of course. He looked over. He wasn't sure at first, but he looked over really closely.
Took it down to 8888.
That PU sniper that you've seen in our videos is, in fact.
Okay, so you got me fucked up, bro. You actually shoot this with them? I didn't know that's what this was. Woo. Woo. Oh my God. Just hand that. Just Super freaking blank. NATO. They told, they said, they told.
Oh yeah, there she is. Guys, welcome back. This is Eric here from Moss Pawn & Gun. Today we're going to be talking about another military surplus rifle. Well, if you could call it a military rifle, it's actually a civilian market import. SKS here. This one's Chinese, made by the Norinco factory. This particular one was intended strictly for commercial export.
Commercial?
The PLA needed a ton of guns back in the 50s with the Type 56, and it's estimated that over 8 million of the guns were produced.
8 million.
And that's just the military model you see back there. You'll see a couple of close-up shots of the two. I brought out my military model to compare them for you guys. As many of you know, it's a very unique rifle, 10-shot in-block style magazine that's intended to be loaded with stripper clips, 10 rounds of 7.62 by 39 millimeter. This particular ammo is a 124 grain Wolf hollow point. That's what we're going to be running through the gun today. This particular one, the reason I wanted to showcase it is because it's actually in some pretty nice shape. It's not common to find some of the early, pre-Clinton ban SKS commercial import guns. They're just not out there. And when they are, they're usually chopped up. People put replacement stocks on them, replacement hardware. And don't get me wrong, I've got a couple of SKSs that are set up kind of tactical and they're kind of, decked out and all that sort of thing. But when you come across a nice example, sometimes it's just a good idea to kind of leave it alone.
Leave it alone. Thank you.
This particular gun, all matching numbers.
That's it. All matching numbers.
This particular
That's something I know about it.
Apart from others out there that are like it. One way you can tell a commercial gun from a military gun right out the gate is going to be the spike bayonet instead of a blade bayonet. A State Arsenal 26 gun, like you would see some of the
Damn.
The
Fucking up my
actual
vortex.
military guns, they're going to have a blade bayonet. This gun has a spike bayonet. Pretty standard fare on the sights, just like most military rifles. Tangent sights, just like you'd see on a Mauser, AK-47. Just about any type of military rifle with a U notch in the rear sight and just a simple front post that's adjustable for elevation and windage. The rear sights are adjustable for obviously your trajectory, your elevation. Another thing that sets this gun apart from what you're going to see with most other guns that you're going to find. When you find an Norinco SKS, it's normally going to be kind of beat up. And most of them get rode hard, put up wet. This particular one does have a Bakelite handguard, which is a very early style of handguard. Also, the way that the sling is captured actually uses like sort of like a little spring mechanism that they run through there, and it just holds the sling in place like such. Pretty standard fare. The colors of the stocks are generally going to be a little bit lighter on the commercial version. The military guns are usually oil soaked pretty heavy. They're going to have a darker appearance. But to load the gun, your safety is located over here. Just flips forward. Those of you that are young enough to know what an M79 grenade launcher is, you know that the safety on this gun is pretty much exactly like an M79. It just goes forward, okay, just like that. Flips up for safe, down for fire. The whole idea is, you need to go shoot the gun, safety down. See what I mean? It's a natural motion to flip the safety down and squeeze the trigger in one motion. So in a stressful environment, I guess a soldier would be able to, get the gun off safe in a hurry and shoot it. There's a stripper clip guide that's machined into the bolt carrier. You just put the stripper clip down in there and push it home. That one's nice and smooth.
Position as a new world power. One of the areas that the new superpower needed an upgrade was with their main battle rifle. The primary rifle used during the war was the accurate but antiquated Mosin Nagant. The bolt action and long length of the rifle did not lend during the war was the accurate but antiquated Mosin Nagant.
Mosin.
The bolt action and long
Mosin Nagant
did not lend themselves well to the rigors of modern combat.
And a Mosin could go out to a grand.
Another rifle used by the communists that was coveted by snipers and elite soldiers was the SVT-40. This was the first self-loading rifle employed by the Soviet Union on a large scale.
SVT-40.
It was a prize captured by well-trained German and Finnish soldiers, but it proved too difficult for Soviet regulars to operate in harsh battlefield environments.
Yep.
Both of these rifles
it's too complicated.
Substitute
by 54.
The Red Army wanted a rifle design that employed the new, small 7.62 by 39 millimeter cartridge instead. The new cartridge would allow for a more compact rifle design, enable soldiers to carry more ammunition into battle. To achieve this, the Soviet Union commissioned the design of a number of new rifles. In 1943, Sergei Gavrilovich Simonov completed the design of the self-loading rifle.
Self-loading.
In 1945, it was officially
1945, they created the wood grain SKS.
Design meant that it could be effectively operated by soldiers in a variety of theaters. The auto-loading design was popular with soldiers.
My grandfather was using this shit in World War II. Well, I didn't even realize it.
Was achieved through the use of a gas-operated pistol. It employs a tilting bolt mechanism to lock the bolt in place when fired. The rifle is much shorter and lighter than its predecessors, with an overall length of 1,020 millimeters and a total weight of 3.85 kilograms. The rifle's effective range is 400 meters, and it can fire about 35 to 40 rounds a minute during semi-automatic operation. The SKS uses an internal 10-round magazine that is fed from the top with stripper clips. This system allows rapid reloading during prolonged periods of continuous fighting. The SKS also includes an integral bayonet that folds under the rifle when not in use. The popularity of the rifle was almost immediate, and more than 15 million of them were built. In addition to Russia, these rifles were produced in North Korea, East Germany, China, Romania, Yugoslavia, Vietnam, and Albania. One of the features that made this rifle so popular was its seemingly absolute reliability. Even with large variations in production quality from nation to nation and a less than thorough maintenance routine, these rifles almost always fire when the trigger is pulled. This reliability did not come without a price, however. The loose tolerances that allowed the rifle to fire so reliably came at the expense of accuracy. rifle had been designed to meet the needs of warfare that was increasingly taking place at close ranges. Reliability was valued more than accuracy at ranges that soldiers would be unlikely to encounter.
Right. I need this bitch, make sure this bitch go. I may not be as accurate, but I'm going to hit him.
The loose tolerance
You know what I'm saying?
this
I get it. I get it.
Build highly accurate rifles and invest money in marksmanship training. The Soviet doctrine of the time favored equipping millions of minimally trained soldiers with cheaply produced weapons. The SKS was a perfect fit in this role. Even first-time shooters were able to operate the rifle without difficulty. This was counter to Western philosophy that was producing highly accurate rifles and skilled marksmen to score hits at further ranges.
Right.
The United States' response to modern military demands following World War II was to redesign their M1 rifle and its legendary accuracy for a more modern platform.
Right.
This led to the development of the Springfield M14 rifle.
M14.
Throughout the Cold War, the USSR and the United States would never square off in battle. The war was won and lost with economics. There were, however, a number of proxy wars that saw the equipment and doctrines pitched against one another in remote theaters. None of these were sufficient to determine what philosophy and doctrine was superior. Both styles of warfare had been successfully used against the Nazi machine in Europe. Despite the popularity and initial success of the SKS, its position on top of the Soviet arsenal was short-lived. By 1947, just 2 years after the adoption of the SKS as the primary service rifle,
AK-47 from right after
that. Had completed the design.
AK-47, right? What I tell you?
Well, the two rifles share
that
many
came
similarities.
Right after.
A couple of key differences that would ultimately lead to the replacement of the SKS by the AK-47. Most notable of these were the select fire design of the AK-47 that allowed for full as well as semi-automatic fire, and the presence of a 30-round detachable box magazine.
Every time.
Later, AK-47s would also be stamped in production rather than milled. This made them faster and easier to produce, as well as making the rifle itself lighter. The AK-47 was also slightly shorter than the SKS, making it easier to carry, but leading to slightly lower accuracy. But as before, accuracy was not a major concern of the Soviet Union at the time. In 1950, the AK-47 took over the role of main rifle in the Red Arsenal. So despite all of the advantages that came with the SKS at the time of its introduction, it only served as the primary rifle of the Soviet Union for 5 years. After that, they were moved to second-line units where they remained in active service for another 20 years. They did remain the primary rifle in a number of other countries for many years after that, however, and they continue to appear in war and conflict around the world today. Due to the affordability, reliability, and durability of these rifles, they continue to be popular with shooting enthusiasts and sportsmen the world over. In this latter role, they can be found in a seemingly endless variety of combinations. Some of these rifles have become collectible, but the vast majority of them are shooter-grade rifles that, due to their brief service period, can be found in fairly good condition at prices that are relatively low when compared with new production semi-automatic rifles.
Let me check that removable. Oh, God. Imagine me getting one with a removable. Just makes me just
The operating rod is an integral part of the bolt carrier. Pull rearward till it clicks and let go. The gun's ready to fire. You know, used to, you could buy these things for about $79 a piece.
Right.
And a lot of ranch guys would use them, hunters, basically anybody that wanted a light, smooth handling carbine and a nice hard-hitting cartridge for not a lot of money were able to get a good little gun. Some folks don't like them because they're all communists and stuff, but, you know, I don't mind my communist rifles here.
Right.
But they were banned from importation. Now, they can get them in Canada still.
Right.
They get,
so we get the Canadian boxes.
SKSs from Norinco up in Canada.
Right. We get the Canada
but us here, unfortunately, we have to rely on the ones that are here, and that's it. Now, every now and then, someone like Century Arms will bring in like a group of a State Arsenal 26 Type 56s, which are actual military SKS. But in terms of the good old days of the Polytechs and the Norencos, unfortunately, guys, those days are just gone. All right, guys, we got the gun topped off. Got a couple of stripper clips here.
You would say that.
I'm just going to try to have a little informal fun here. And we got some steel set up from shootsteel.com out at various distances, 200 on out to about 3 1/4. All right, give it a try. connecting pretty well at 200. Let's try 250. Just low. Just low. There you go.
DC Precision.
Not bad. Tell you what, let's see if we can connect with some of those soda bottles down there, left over from the cannon shoot. They still down there?
Yeah, you've got some High C, some Hominy.
Oh, okay. See if we can wax a couple of those. Are our viewers at home going to be able to see the carnage down there? Or?
I think so.
Okay, let's try it.
Just to the left of the Hominy. Just low. Bring it up. There you go. Ooh. Oh, yeah.
What's that under it?
Hominy. Just low. Just left. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Dead center.
200 yards. What's that over on the left side of the stand? Is that another one?
You got a High C and a Hominy. Ooh, right in between the two. Just in the tie below the Hominy. Just in between the two again.
Okay, let's see how it is here.
Certainly slinging them in there.
I know, man. You gotta keep your hominy in order when you're around this thing now. I'm gonna get that can of hominy. It's about 200 yards, a little over 200 yards away.
Just low.
Just low.
Just low. Just low and left in the tie. Right in between the two again.
I'll be dang.
That one skewered a little high. I think he's getting anxious there. Right in between the two.
I'll be dang.
Well, you got his neighbor.
I got his neighbor. All right, let's try a few at 300 here.
Right.
Right, tighten up.
Just low below the plate. Windage was perfect.
Perfect. Boom.
Just low
Got it.
again.
Right. Just low. Boom.
Good.
Okay. It.
Good. Boy, it slings them in there, doesn't it?
Right. When you see
All
it
right, guys,
moving,
Ben's shooting pretty nice here.
it feels different.
We're going to proceed to shoot a little bit more because it's just so much fun.
A moving target.
I'm going to try to pick up the pace and see if we can't maybe do a little bit quicker here.
I have no problem in moving targets.
Low left. Low left.
There you go. There you go. And 200. 300. You literally going from 200 to 300 like it ain't shit. That's why I love that feel, bro. I mean, 2, 3, 4. That's 2. That's 3. That's 400. Okay.
Just under.
Don't smack it. Hit. 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 Dude. Damn, you smacking. Smacking.
Oh, yeah. Little Chinese battle axe here, man. Boy,
Chinese battle axe.
I can never get enough of an SKS.
Thank
These
you.
things are so great. And guys, a lot of those shots are out to 300 yards. Now, granted,
we're sitting at a bench here. We're shooting from a bench rest. You know, I don't know if I'd be able to shoot it quite that well, just running around from the prone or something like that. Now, if I had a good prone unsupported position, not a problem.
Right. Support.
Most human beings, generally, just the way we're set up, we generally shoot
the prone,
quite well from the prone,
right.
Supported. It's a very natural body position when we get behind a rifle. So I can see where a gun like this would be incredibly handy for 300-400 engagements.
Yeah.
Now, I know there's going to be those tactical guys out there that go, oh, well, you can't shoot someone at 400 yards in an SKS. I beg to differ. It just comes down to being comfortable behind a given weapon system.
My nigga, I beg to differ. That's exactly how I feel.
Gun gripe here.
You one of the niggas who hit somebody with 12 gauge with 300 yards.
Well, if you can't do it with an AR, well, why worry about it? Why not just use an AR to do that? Well, that's fine. Some of us can't afford ARs. Some of us, we might only be able to get behind an SKS.
Right.
But if all those guys out there, they got all macho about black rifles, if they decided, okay, well, I'm going to give as much attention and care to learning how to shoot this as I do any other gun, then it wouldn't be an issue of the gun, would it? It'd be an issue of you just being able to shoot or not. If the ammunition can provide the capability you need to see, if the gun can do it, well, then by all means, it's possible.
I respect the technology.
Is that to say that I would probably rather go to combat with several other guns? Well, yeah.
Sure.
If I have my choice, sure. Scar Heavy, FAL, something like that.
Right.
You know, sure. There's probably a number of other guns I would prefer in a combat role over this. But for the price, you really can't turn down these little guns for what they are, because they really will deliver the goods if you really take your time to learn your way around them. They really are great guns. And I guess I would have to say, if we want to talk about pros and cons, and this is very quick and informal here, but I would say the pros of the gun would be that it's very lightweight, it's handy, the sight radius is respectable for what it is, the iron sights are consistent, they stay dead on when you set them up just right, they're very reliable. It does use a form of short stroke gas piston operation. It has a long piston that's in here that actuates against a small piston against the carrier itself. So I guess it's a long stroke style gas piston, but the piston actuates against a small spring-loaded piston inside of this block in front of the chamber here. So very reliable system, very easy to keep clean, very easy to maintain. Cons, I would say some folks don't like the heavy triggers. The triggers do leave a little bit to be desired. The guns, some people might not like the magazine capacity being only 10 rounds. If you're like me and you're buying something like this as a historical rifle, then who cares? It is what it is. You're not going to complain about an M1 Garand holding 8 rounds because it's an M1 Garand. Well, an M1 Garand holds 8 rounds because it's an M1 Garand. So this gun is no different. All these guys that put all the extended mags on, I mean, don't get me wrong. I've got some of the Tapco 20 rounders. They're cool. A quick word on accessories. There are a ton of accessories out there for the SKS guys. Everything from stocks, sight arrangements. You've got different scope mounts. I mean, you got guys like me that'll do trigger jobs for you. Some of you guys can chime in if you've had my trigger job service before, but I can do a mean trigger job on this thing. So the triggers do lend themselves to being worked quite well. ATI is making some excellent replacement stocks. Tapco is making some excellent magazines for these things. If you're looking for a 20-shot box, replacement 922R compliant parts like gas pistons and hammers and all different type of things that you can get. They're U.S. made to bring your parts count up if you're wanting to change a bunch of stuff on it. So the gun's not doing bad. I'm going to get Chad behind it because Chad is a pretty mean shot behind a rifle, and I'm really curious to see how well he handles this little thing. Would it be my go-to for precision work? If it over an AK, yes. I can see where a lot of soldiers would certainly like this gun over an AK-47 just because it does have that nice handling quality to it. It's very lightweight and very rugged firearm. So I'm going to let Chad have a go, and we'll close this video out. But I just want to showcase this gun because to me it's very important to show all things like this. You know, why one would want a gun like this and why one would want a gun like the Type 26 or the Type 56 or the State Arsenal 26. So let's move on.
All right, guys, I'm going to take a few shots with Noriko here and just see what I can do. I'm going to shoot from the bench a few times. I might try a few shots at the smaller targets out there at about 300 yards. And I think we'll probably do something from the prone. Eric was talking about shooting from the prone quite a bit, so that piqued my interest. And I want to give it a whirl, just prone unsupported, and see what we can do with this little gun. We'll load it up here. Yep. All right, let's see what we can do. Start at 2 and walk my way up. All right. Up to 3.
Just under it. Low right.
Low right. Yep. One of the things I love about SKS is these triple clips work exceptionally well. All right, we can go for 3 a couple more times here. Get a little bit better hold on this thing.
Low right.
Low right.
Hit the chain. There you go. Low left.
Low left.
Yeah, bring your hold up a bit.
Okay.
Certainly not bad, though. It's slinging them right in there. Good.
That's how you do it, people. Who says an SKS can't sling them in there?
All right, guys. We got a Ho Chi Minh lunch battle going on here between Chad and I. See who can shoot the plate 10 times in a row. Prone unsupported, 300 yards. We'll see how it goes here. All righty, I'm going to do my best. Little gun is not shooting too bad today, but we'll see if I can deliver the goods. Not too bad. Missed a few times, but certainly goes to show that from the prone, unsupported, even 300 yards, and SKS will definitely deliver the goods with enough time behind the gun, get used to it. We're going to let Chad have a go. I think I missed 3 times. Not too bad, but we'll see how Chad fares. All right.
All right, guys. Eric got 7 out of 10 on that last round. We'll see if I can fare just a little bit better. 22-inch round, 300 yards.
22-inch round, 300 yards. 22-inch. Wait.
Low right, Chad. About 2 inches off the bottom quadrant. Good. Little on the high side, but well centered.
He's breathing in that with every shot. He's letting
Just
it go
on the
during
bottom
the
of the
action.
plate. Good.
What your body gonna do what it's gonna do. Just let it lock it.
You know, instead of lunch today, I think I'm just going to take this rifle. Hope you guys had a good time. Stay tuned for more. We got a lot more meal serves in the pipeline. I'm going to run away with this rifle before Eric gets me.
Well, guys, I did it again. I want to damage it. 5 for under $400. It's a steal in my book. As long as it, there we go. Norinco SKS. Lots and lots of Cosmoline. Just a ton of it. Now, it's hard to tell with the Cosmoline what condition it's in, but I can tell you right now, anything like that. So throw this over here on the saw. Maybe you can see it's clear. Come with, and he's floated back up. I love this rifle. Full mag this time, 10 rounds. My particular rifle did not come with any sort of accessories such as a sling or stripper clips or anything like that. I do have some spare stripper clips for my Yugo, but where they are, I don't know. All right, 2 rounds. We're checking for a slam fire. No slam fire, less smoke, and the bolt locked back. So I am confident in this rifle. I'm going to drop the bolt, fill the mag. We're going to see what this rifle can do. All right, I got 8 rounds loaded up, guys. I'm going to take a few shots at my 150-yard target. I love this rifle. Full mag this time, 10 rounds. You gotta love an SKS, guys. It's just too much fun. Got a value to feed here, guys. Ooh. I'm not too sure what happened there, guys. I took that last shot and the action just started smoking real bad. I've already checked the barrel. It's clear. So I think I'm going to take another shot with it, but not near my face. All right, this is going to be a test fire because I'm not entirely sure what happened there. So. Huh. Just a weird deal, I guess. So the rifle operates flawlessly. I had that 1 round where the entire action started smoking. I don't know what that was about, but
Cosmoline.
it ran fine after that. No issues.
I'm gonna clean your gun. This is called a what?
Bust 3 commonly held myths about buying businesses. The first one is most people think that if a business is for sale, it's a back.
The fuck is that you
Just
shoot?
under.
Damn. This is a. That don't work at 44. SV2 44. But it's not. Gas operator. Put it down. There you go. Look at it.
All right. That's what I'm talking about. Welcome back, guys. This is Eric here from Moss Pawn and Gun. Today, we're going to be talking about a very unique military surplus rifle. This gun is called the Jungmann. It's the AG-42 Model
42.
B. Basically, AG-42B. A couple of different revisions of the gun, B being probably the most common revision. Very, very, very unique gun. I cannot say that enough.
6.5.
This particular rifle is very modern and elegant.
Yes.
Yet it is an older firearm. It replaced the aging Swedish M96 service rifles. It's chambered in 6.5 by 55 millimeter. A very flat shooting Mauser cartridge that is awesome. If you guys have ever shot a sporting gun or any type of Mauser rifle in 6.5 by 55, you really know what I mean. It's a very small round, small bore round, moving very fast, carrying a lot of energy, very flat trajectory, wonderful cartridge. This is a unique rifle in that it's one of the first guns I know of that actually used direct gas impingement. This is a direct gas impingement rifle. A lot of people think the AR-15 was the first gun to use direct gas impingement.
That's what I said. It looks
That's not true. This is the first one.
Right.
The Swedes developed this
You can
gun.
look at it. You can see the gas
Later on,
tube
they
at the
sold the
bottom.
machinery to the Egyptians, and the Egyptians produced a more simplified version of this gun known as the Hakim. Hakim stands for king. So I guess they considered it the king of rifles. The Hakim was chambered in 8 millimeter Mauser, whereby the original Jungmann's chambered in 6.5 by 55. It's a 10-shot box magazine. The magazine will come out of the gun, although like many rifles of the era that were in this configuration, the magazine was not really intended to be removed from the rifle except to clean the rifle. The magazine is held in with the tab right here on the bottom that hinges forward, as well as a little pull tab that you have to squeeze. So you have to push and squeeze to get the mag out. Locks it in very positively. The B change that they made to a lot of these guns mainly was the setup of the rear sight was changed slightly from the early models, and the actual top cover was changed considerably, adding what is basically like a port buffer on the side to help keep the brass from dinging up the side of the gun and everything. And they added some improved little notches here for pulling the operating slide back. Now, you might have noticed there, this rifle's set up very uniquely. This particular version does not have any sort of an adjustable gas system. It's meant to run the service cartridge, and that's it. Whereby the Hakim, the 8 millimeter version, that particular gun is designed to have an adjustable gas system for the wide range of surplus ammunition that the Egyptian military was likely going to encounter. Not only that, but the different field conditions, varying degrees of dirty ammo and so forth. I'm going to show you guys here. Now, I'm going to show you how this thing operates. Okay. Basically, this carrier gets grabbed by the top cover. You push forward, it grabs it, you draw it to the rear, and that's how you charge the gun. Now, if you guys think that an M1 Garand will pinch the crap out of you, you have never seen it like it would pinch you with this Jungmann. A Hakim, a Rashid, a Jungmann, any of these types of guns that uses this system, if you're not careful, if the weapon is on fire with the lever rotated to the left here, the gun will pinch the ever-loving crap out of you. I'm talking it will physically harm you. Like, it can get down to the bone, guys. Be very careful with this thing. The manual of arms is to lock the carriage, safety to the right, withdrawn all the way to the rear. Of course, with the magazine being usually in place all the time. Take your stripper clip, you actually have to go from the inside in, rotate down, 1 stripper clip, 2 stripper clips. Now, I had a theory about why they did it this way, why it's a rock-in system. The reason they use a rock-in system is so that if you're a soldier and you're in a hurry and you're trying to get rounds down range, that the carrier, once allowed to release, will actually throw the stripper clip out of the way like such. Watch. So we're going to go in, rotate in. All right. Now, to load the gun, I would rotate the lever to the left, and what it does is it bumps the carrier forward ever so slightly. To load the gun, simply grab one of these ears or even the port buffer and just pull back slightly. All right. The carrier falls forward, rotates the last clip out of the way, the last stripper clip, and the gun at that point is ready to fire. If the soldier was going to, take a walk or whatever he's going to do, put the gun on safe, and you're good to go. Now, likewise, if I wanted to unload the gun, I could leave the gun on safe, and let's say I wanted to withdraw a round from the chamber. Well, that's as simple as pushing the top cover forward, grabbing the carrier, and pulling back. Okay, that withdrew the round that was in the chamber. Since the gun is on safe, the bolt remains open. If I wanted to reload the gun or say I want to, leave the action back, whatever, rotate the lever to the left, pull back slightly, and the gun's ready to fire, which we're going to do right now. Pretty simple arrangement. Once you understand the manual of arms, it's a very easy gun to use. And guys, the recoil impulse, spot on. Very smooth gun. All right, we're out. So rotate lever to the right. Make sure the carrier's locked. It is. Stripper clip. 1 in place. Stripper clip 2. In place. Rotate. Pull back. And it always kicks that last stripper clip out of the way. Safety on. Get our ears on. Hopefully my sight wasn't walking around there. I wasn't connecting there towards the end. Let's try again. Behind the gun, very intuitive. Safety's off, ready to go. Safety towards the firer, ready to go. Safety away from the firer. Safety's on. All right, let's try that 300-yard going again. See if we can connect a bit. I said, I don't know anything, and he tapped video. That guy is out of control. Officers mean you, right? Of course. He's the situation. Okay, then calm down. He recorded the whole thing. This guy is out of control. What's your name? Step back. I'm not. I'm not trying to take your corner all you want, but you're stepping back right now. Don't touch me. Stop harassing me. I'm videoing this. You can be please spam the personal. No. Safety on. Stripper clip in place. Load her up. Not too bad. Once you get the manual of arms down, these things are ridiculously easy to work. You saw how quick that was. One thing before I shoot again, I would be very curious to see how this particular rifle would have stood up against the Garand in combat. Could you imagine fields of soldiers shooting at each other
An M1 Garand being a very, very unique rifle for when it was fielded and who it went up against and what those armies had, you know, what the Germans had and all the other armies we stood up against. The Jungmann, I think, would have fared very well against the Garand. Very flat trajectory, very good accuracy. To me, accuracy that is considerably better than any Garand I've ever fired. Very interesting. And you get 10 rounds magazine capacity, so you've kind of got 2 up on the Garand there. I don't know. This gun, very, very cool. This particular example was made in 1943. To be honest with you, I'm not certain exactly when the Jungmann was developed. It's probably in the early 40s. I can't imagine much earlier than that. But a very, very awesome gun. Let's go ahead and shoot a little bit more, and then I'm going to get Chad on it. He was shooting this thing earlier, and he was a pig in slop. So 10 more rounds, and I'm going to get out of the way here. Little gun is shooting real nice. I think what we need to do is move back to the 440 mark with this thing, because this 300 yards just ain't doing it. All right, I'm going to try to pick up the speed here a little bit. Here we go.
He says it all began Wednesday night when his surveillance video showed a hooded man running the check.
Oh, yeah. Guys, I'll tell you what. You can't hit stuff with this gun, there's a problem, because these things are so insanely accurate. We're probably not going to have time to put the gun on paper for you today, but I just wanted to showcase the gun some, and of course Chad's going to get behind it here. One thing about the sights I didn't mention earlier. The rear sight's adjustable for elevation. That's one of the B modifications they made, was changing the sight. There's a little drum over here that as you rotate it, it goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's graduated up to 700 meters. So right now we've got it on the 300 meter setting. We're shooting 300 meters. So the gun, I'm literally splitting the bullseye right in half. The ammunition we're using is actually M41 sniper ammunition. So very, very accurate stuff. The gun is shooting 2-point of aim with the service ammunition, just as it's intended to do. The front sight is adjustable for windage. Very, very simple. All it is a screw up front. Simply adjust it, and that's it. So the gun has its own little sight pusher built in. All in all, pretty awesome, guys. So I'm going to get back from behind this thing, let Chad have a go, and see how he fares.
All right, guys. You know as well as I do that I can't let Eric have all the fun with these cool milsurps. And this is one jewel of a military surplus rifle right here. 6.5, just really flat shooting. Pretty much anything within range that we're shooting at right now, up to 300 meters. You aim right on it, it's going to hit it. It's like a little laser beam, this cartridge. But anyways, let's load her up. I'm going to take some shots and see what I can do with this little gem here. Okay, safety off. Awesome. All right, I'm going to start with the 100-yarder, work my way out, then I'll take some shots at some smaller targets.
Yeah, take your time. We'll see where you're at 100. One more. Yep.
2. Short cycle on that one. $250.
Yep.
Oop. Pull that one up to the right.
Yeah, I think. All right, you're favoring on the bottom quadrant of the plate, but you're certainly shooting a good group.
I'm aiming a little bit lower, like bullseye.
Okay, so yeah, you should be able to aim right at the target on the top of the hill and hit it, no problem.
I'll cut it in half then.
Yeah, you should be able to just cut it in half. Whenever you're ready.
All right, go for 3 here.
Bring your point of aim down a bit. You're actually towards the top of the plate.
Okay.
I'll just keep the bullseye.
Yep. Low. Yep.
Awesome.
Why don't you go for that little 8-inch?
Yeah, I think I will. Sitting that 8-inch just a little bit earlier. We were getting this thing kind of sighted in. Kept hitting the post. See if we can go for the round. 8-inch Magnum auto popper at about 300 yards. All right.
I did adjust the sight from earlier, so just try a shot and we'll see where you're at.
Yeah, I'm just going to do a bullseye.
Good. You're on the lower end of it.
Okay.
Bring your hold up slightly, and you're on the money. All right, you hit just slightly to the left. And guys, that post that he just hit on that 8-inch popper there is only about 3.5, 4 inches wide at the bottom where it tapers. That's a very small target to hit with iron sights at 300 yards. Just like that. You hit it.
Yep.
Yep. Just to the right by like an inch. Same spot. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Same spot. Just to the right. All of those shots that you fired at that 8-inch circle hit near the bottom, and all of them fell into about a 5-inch area, about the size of your fist.
It's pretty good. I mean, that target, literally the front sight is like this. That target is about this big that I'm aiming at. So I think we're going to move up to the top of the hill and see what this thing can do at 440. And I might take some more shots at the little 8-inch and see what we can do. I mean, I don't know. The way this thing is, I mean, I know it's more accurate than we are. Just limited to what you can see and, you know, how you take a picture on the sites. But
154 grain.
All right, guys, we've moved back to 440 yards with the Jungmann here. This is the longest range I have available here at the property. But we've got a 22-inch round, fairly large round, but we're going to try a few shots at it with iron sights just to kind of get an idea where the gun's hitting for us. Eventually, what I'm hoping we'll be able to do is take this little guy out to maybe about 700 or 800 yards,
right,
and shoot some of these Milsurps that we've been reviewing over the years, maybe longer range. In time, we'll put that together. I'll tell you what, this thing is a phenomenal shooter. If you ever get a chance to pick up a Jungmann, they're a little bit pricey, but you should certainly consider it. They're very, very nice guns. All right, same ammunition, same rifle. We're just going to try from bench rest here just to get nice and solid. And I'm just going to take a few shots here.
Right in the middle. Good shot. Oh, yeah.
Look.
Just under the plate, under it. Yeah, just low. Lower quadrant, but good. Just under the plate again. Under it. Okay. Yep. Oh, yeah. Lower left edge. Same place, just off the lower left edge.
Just under it again.
Wow, that's surprising.
Oh, just under it again.
Under it, huh? Shooting right under the plate. Well, one thing I can say is that this gun really, really, really shoots to point of aim. We're using an original military cartridge that is calibrated for this gun. The gas system of this gun is set up and calibrated for the service ammunition. So when you combine all those things together, you get the gun doing exactly what it was intended to do. I'm going to take a few shots at that little 8-inch popper down there. That's an 8-inch circle at 400 yards. Actually 400 meters, but let's see. I'm going to take 5 on the big gong just to get my point of aim down again, and then we're going to try 5 on the little popper.
Fuck. God. Ugh. Ugh.
All right.
What the fuck is?
I think I know what I'm doing wrong. I just need to need to cut that gong in half. Thereabouts.
How many drugs do you have to do to want to do some dumb shit like that? Just dumb. Yeah, dumb drugs, man.
Yeah, it's more center.
Try attack.
Just off the left edge at 9 o'clock.
Dead
center. Good.
All right. Gun shoots exactly where it's looking. So we've got the front sight looking where we want it to go and everything. I'm going to try that little 8-inch popper down there, see if we can hit him. And then I've only got 5 rounds left. So Chad has the same amount of ammunition as me. We're both going to try the same thing, and then we'll see who can hit the 8-inch popper, if we can hit the 8-inch popper out of 5 rounds for our lunch battle. In case you guys don't know, the lunch battle is where we have an informal competition to see who has to buy lunch. All right.
Or we call
in Freemasonry
feed the goat.
Chad's going to spot for me.
You ready about us? You feeding the goat?
Man, that is
goat.
Tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Itty bitty. It's okay.
Oh, yeah. You run good. Right in the round. Just over the top. Just off the right side. Same place, just off the right.
That's a hard little target to hit, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's itty bitty. Did I hit it at all?
You hit it once?
Hit it once. Huh.
You've got more shots, right?
No, I actually must have miscounted. So Chad is going to have a go here. That was all the ammo I've got for my 20 up here. Can't say enough good things about this gun, guys. This thing is great.
All right, guys, I'm going to ring the 22-inch round at 440 yards. And then take a few shots of the 8-inch popper, just to get my sights on. And we're going to have our lunch battle on that small 8-inch round. So, oops. Okay. There's 10 shots. Let's see what we can do here. 22-inch round at 440 yards.
You got a pretty strong crosswind, but I don't think it's going to really matter at this distance.
Probably not too terribly much. Let's see.
Where are you holding?
Bullseye.
Okay, run it. Good. Little low.
I saw
pulled that one.
I did pull that one just a little bit.
Well centered though. Low, well centered.
Bring your point of aim up just a hair. Didn't see it.
Interesting.
Oh, you still got rounds?
Oh, I sure do. Yeah, I think short stroked again.
Yeah, it does that.
All you heard was,
Not pinch our
oh,
fingers
I
off.
love that
There we
time.
go. Oh, it's still that ammo. And some of those rounds may just be a little bit underpowered or whatever the case is. That maybe was some of them are hitting kind of low.
But that's a possibility.
It is old ammunition.
Well, it is M41 sniper ammo.
It is.
They're shooting certainly as good as that name implies.
And we are using iron sights, open sights at that.
Take your time. You good? Oh yeah,
He got
that
it.
one got in there.
That man got it. You shot, Slim, at 444. Mil surplus.
Oh, yeah.
I need you on my team, bruh. Period. Nothing. It's not even a discussion. This guy.
Just off the left side of the plate.
I'll tell you what, that ammo is pretty dang consistent for what it is. You know? I'm going to take 5 more shots. That's big gong. And then 5 shots at the 8-inch. And then we're going to have our little competition here.
It's like shooting your penis.
All right. 5 more at the
Yeah,
22
those
inch round.
the shots that you connected on the plate, you're probably shooting about a 4.5, 5-inch group in that ballpark.
God, damn, look at that
Certainly
boy.
not bad.
Pretty fair for irons.
I think so.
All right.
Considering most Garans were only supposed to be capable of 4 minutes at 100 yards.
Yep.
Four inches at 100 yards. So, supposed to cover this much. And 100. Basically, it's supposed to
Just
cover
off the
your
left side
eye
of the plate.
span, your eye width at 100 yards.
I didn't see it.
Right on to
I think it might have went low. Good.
That joint.
Short stroke again.
Oh, yeah.
I love this. I love C308s. Let me see. What's good with this? C308. And do I need to just get one and stop watching it? Or his cousins the file? Like I said, C308s will always the best HK91 on the market. It's a C308 Gen 3.
Oh, yeah. A rifle behind every blade of grass. We're going to
That was 50. Right behind everybody grass. Yeet cannon. Vortex scope on that bad boy. Game over. There's nothing else to talk about. I love my 308s. It shrugs his shoulder. I know that one.
Wow, slams those little plates.
Yes.
Optic that's sitting inside of a LaRue mount. This particular gun ships with a welded scope rail to the top. All of your standard G3s, HK91s from early on, of course, they just had iron sights. This gun does have the original iron sights, like you would see on the original gun. Very cool overall.
They didn't
It's got
remember the
an
swapped out
aluminum
CPU with
this particular forend is designed where you can add rail
with
sections to it
which
if you want to, which is kind of cool. Go ahead and top it off with another mag here. One of the things about HK type rifles like these that I love so much is
Want to boost traffic to your business? With the Traffic Booster, all you'll need is to fill out a simple.
It's getting on that. You know you're gonna have something you want something, but you're
make a quick video for you guys. You've been asking me, Eric, if you had to choose the top 5 battle rifles or the top 5, go-to fighting rifles.
Yes.
Well, here's
I know AI 12 gauge.
Just kind of discussing briefly
AI 12 gauge.
what I think a battle rifle or a fighting rifle should be. You see, you hear this term thrown around all the time. People talk about assault rifle. Assault rifle. I mean, to me, that term is so dumb. It really is, because what ends up happening is you're already labeling a gun for an intended purpose when the gun hasn't even been put in the person's hand yet. So how are you supposed to call something an assault rifle when you don't know what the gun's going to be used for? So it's like it's just damning the gun from the ground up just because people think that it's going to be used for that purpose. When I say fighting rifle in this video, what I'm referring to is the fact that a fight is coming, okay? You know that someone's about to come take your food storage. You know that someone's about to come hurt you and your family or your neighbors, or you know that you're in a situation that you're going to have to fight your way out or whatever, okay? So fighting rifles, what would you use? Well, I'm going to go from number 5 being the least favorite choice to number 1 being the favorite choice.
Right.
The first gun is the Ruger 1022, and this one's set up on an ATI Strike Force stock.
But it's
stock.
My father got a Ruger 26. I have yet to get one. You always supposed to have. You always supposed to have. Always supposed to have.
Laser attached to it, and we've turned down the
lightweight, flexible, cheap.
Now, a lot of you guys probably think that Eric 22 is a battle rifle. Well, I mean,
yes.
If it's the only thing that you could grab, sure.
Right.
You should have gone away to a more powerful rifle or to safety using this gun. Now, the nice thing about a 22 is that you can use it to hunt small game. You can use it in a very quiet manner, so you can be a lot more stealthy. And sometimes being stealthy is more important than just having a very powerful firearm at your disposal. Sometimes just being able to launch a few well-placed 22 rounds can really mean the difference between life and death in the standpoint of trying to defend yourself. This is an excellent choice. I still say to this day that everybody needs to I happen to just like this rig. It's got the folding stock, nice lightweight setup. The Ruger VX25s, you know they work. So again, my optimal choice.
Hell no. Maybe he said maybe. Right, especially if that's all you got. You just know how deadly it is. You don't want to get hit. Right. You get hit with enough.
All right, number 4.
The Kel-Tec Sub 2000. Thank you.
Kel-Tec Sub 2000, 9mm Tex Glock magazine.
Yes.
Obvious reasons. One reason, you can have your Glock, and as a sidearm, a personal protection firearm, you have your Glock at your disposal, and any magazines that'll fit your compact Glock will also fit your Kel-Tec Sub 2000. And you've got a rifle that can double as a backup weapon. One of the nice things about the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 as well is the fact that it does fold up for storage. So this is a really nice, handy, small type of rig that you can take just about anywhere you want. And I just really like the charms of the Kel-Tec Sub 2000. They're not going to win any beauty contest. A pistol caliber carbine would probably not be my first choice for getting in a gunfight with. But if it's all you had, especially as a companion to your sidearm that you've already got, magazines for. You've already got the ammunition for it. This gun really does have its charms. I have shot the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 out to 250 yards, and that's definitely personal defense distance, and that's definitely the kind of distance where you could defend yourself from a threat and then come across another gun later. There are people that would argue and say, well, 250 yards, I mean, that's far enough away where you can get away from the threat. Absolutely. If you can get away from the threat, great. But that's not what this is about. This video is about if you had to pick a gun to go fight with, what would it be? Again, while it wouldn't be my top choice, the Kel-Tec Sub 2000 definitely rides in my back all the time. And if it's all I got, you better believe I'm going to use it. We're going to start stepping it up on the firepower scale a little bit. All right, one of my personal favorites is the AR-15. And this is a very popular gun, and rightfully so, just because there's so many people that use them. They're all over the place. It's a very popular firearm. The accessories, parts, ammunition, magazines are quite prevalent. They're everywhere. The 5.56 ammunition that this rifle fires is light recoiling, very accurate. The guns are easy to maintain. So you can see, for obvious reasons, why the AR-15 would be such a popular choice for getting in a gunfight. Now, just beyond the point of just guns in general and what we like about guns, the AR-15 is a very good combat weapon. Okay, I've used this gun overseas, variants of this gun overseas, and if they're well cared for, they'll run just fine. They're accurate, very reliable if kept clean. The reason that it's in number 3 is because for a fighting gun, I really do prefer a piston-operated firearm. Now, to the AR's aid with that, I would say that they do offer piston retrofit kits for the AR-15. This particular gun is a Lauer investment-grade billet gun with an Aimpoint M68 red dot on it. You got an XS50 50-round drum. All right, takes up just about the same amount of space as a 30-round AR stick, but yet you get 50 rounds. And got some Magpul furniture on this thing, Yankee Hill rail, Magpul flip-up backup sides.
Right.
Running a Troy, that's a Claymore brake, if I'm not mistaken. But this is a great gun, and in the right hands, you can definitely be a surgeon with this gun.
That'd be different.
I would say accuracy-wise, it's probably better than the AK in many regards. But that leads us to number 2 for our top 5 battle rifles. We're going to move on to the AK-74.
Keep the Vortex, my guy.
All right, here we've got a nice little AK-74. This one's actually built off of the Sega rifle. There's a lot of people that shoot Segas and they talk smack about them and everything, but I myself, I've been shooting these Sega rifles for quite some time, and I find
Talk about
very
Sega.
accurate.
That one over there.
Reliable.
It's a Sega that kicks its 12 games.
5.45 by 39.
5.45 by 39.
The AR I showed, of course, is a 5.56 caliber gun.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Mark Better here. So I wanted to talk to you about the new Hard-Headed Veterans Gen 2 helmet. It is a 3-pound lightweight 29J
Well, let's
helmet with elite M-Block rail, dual pro, and white accessories, as well as a different colors now, between black, multicam, and some other sort of colors. I wish we had one of these type of helmets. I was assigned to a EOD team as a security member. We're constantly in and out of vehicles and other buildings. I wish that we had lightweight, low-profile helmet like this, especially with MPGs, ear pros, communications, and all that kind of stuff. I highly recommend the Hard-Headed Veterans Gen 2 helmets, especially for the price, quality, and the price.
It's how you say coffee in Italian.
From a standpoint of ammunition availability, of course, the AR is probably going to be a better choice just because, here in the United States, let's say there was some disaster.
You can get some AR ammo.
Let's say there's burned out cars.
Civil unrest. As we know, it's a possibility.
Well, what ammunition and what magazines would you be more readily It's definitely not going to be an AK, okay, unless we got the Russians or something crazy, trying to take us over like Red Dawn scenario. But still, though, I do prefer the AK-74. I've never had a single malfunction in this gun, magazine related or otherwise. Very accurate. I mean, I was out at the farm the other day and we were just shooting some offhand groups with this thing. And buddy, at 50, 75 yards, if you do your part, I mean, this little gun here is swinging like the size of a silver dollar. And I mean, that's definitely good enough for combat accuracy. I mean,
we can't
really with this particular rig being set up on a Sega. Now, some of you may not want to build out a Sega. I get that. Some of you want to buy just a dedicated gun built already from the factory and then run with it. This one has been modified some. We've got an AN 94 folding stock, Polish, I believe the 92 or 94. This is actually a pretty hard stock to get, but I really wanted this particular stock just because it's very clean-like. We've got a Molot polymer grip on this one, 40 round Circle 10 surplus magazines, standard 4M, and then we threaded the muzzle. And we've got a AK-74 brake installed. But if you want a nice basic rig, you can go with somebody like Arsenal. They make some very high quality 74 variants that do a really good job. Very, well made guns, full warranty, the whole 9 yards. The nice thing about a Sega like this, and this was kind of one of my motivating factors building one, is that before all this gun ban crap started kind of coming down the pipeline, you could really build one of these things out for not a lot of money. I think without the optic, I probably got maybe $450, $500 in this gun. So if you play your cards right, you can really get a lot of gun for not a lot of money. And again, we're sporting the M68 Endpoint Comp. Very, very nice sight. You can dial that sight down nice and in, where it's got a very small, fine point of aim. You can just really do some good shooting as long as you can see it well. And this is a great gun. I would definitely trust my life to a 74. I like the round. It's got a nice flat trajectory. It really just brings the AK into the world of what the AR was trying to accomplish all along. And that being that you can carry more ammunition and you have a light, flat shooting cartridge that can just really punch out there. And this is what really brings the AK to the new event of what the AR is always trying to accomplish. So you're probably wondering now, if you start from this video, Eric, you showed us this gun. Well, what's your favorite? Okay, well, if I had to run out the door right now and gunfight, whatever case would cause that to happen. This is kind of a almost fantasy and unrealistic base scenario that this video is made of. But if I had to just run out the door 2 days with the gun in my hand, what would it be? Easy. I would be trading the Star 17H. Star 17. The Star Heavy. People, I'm telling you right now, in terms of a battle rifle, you're not going to find a gun that is more awesome than this.
Not no Scott, right?
I'm telling you right now, I've dealt with a lot of combat style rifles.
You was in war, man.
Rifles.
Man, Iraq 88, because you kept your number.
Years. I've actually fired, real stuff in the military.
Right.
And I can tell you right now that I have been eyeballing this gun forever. I was finally.
Of course. Nigga shoots a 308 from the jump. 5.56
rifles out there.
And up from the
nice
jump.
Weight, unloaded, probably around 7.7 pounds. So you're talking about a full 308.
Thank you.
In my mind, you really can't go wrong with 30 caliber punch. So if there's a situation where
all you need is 30 caliber punch. It's no point. I don't go under that.
30 caliber punch.
No.
From a 308, you get that 7.62 flying down range, and people notice.
Thank you.
It's got that big old ugly loud break on the end. It's loud as hell, but follow-up shots are very rapid. You do have a limit of 20 rounds in the magazine, but for me, the
And I
Scar,
got paid.
you know, if I had to go for more right now, the Scar is it.
You said this
It's
guy.
just
I didn't even feel where they are.
we had a
That's because it's built specifically
we had
for the ground.
Ray go down to unknown distance range in South Georgia, and he was doing a little bit
Not
of
saying this is this it.
It's a sniper.
But
I won't say what range and everything, but
That's
he's
a
down there.
newer
doing
gun
training,
built
they were-
for
yeah, he was invited along to shoot
which
with
is
it. And,
technological.
they were using
In that
different guns
regard,
out there. One of them was a Socko TRG 42 with a like 72 millimeter insult scope on it and a really nice rig. And of course, that's a 338, so that particular gun was like just really, you know, getting consistent hits out to like 14, 15, 1600 meters. And of course, I mean, it's a very well-made gun, and that particular rig probably running along the lines of around $14,000. So yeah, you spend 14 grand on a sniper rifle, and man, you're in there. You're going to be right where you need to be. But Ray had a buddy of ours, Scar out there, doctor friend of mine. He took his Scar out there, and he had one of the EOTech scopes that has the 308 ballistic reticle built into it. Not sure of the exact model number, but he had that non-magnified EOTech ballistic reticle in it. And he was taking some shots with the Scar out to like 1,100 yards, 1,100 meters, basically. And I'll tell you that he said that thing was getting very consistent hits out to long range. And I tell you what, for a gun that with no magnification and with proper trigger control and you doing your part, to do that with a gun with standard ball ammo, to me, it's just amazing. I mean, I know people say, like, how accurate does a gun have to be? Well, I mean, the answer is you have to shoot it accurately. I mean, if somebody takes an AK-47, okay, and they're a decent shot,
right.
And the gun will deliver the goods most of the time, an AK is not a bad choice.
Right.
And everybody gets stuck on one particular gun as to what they think they may need or what they
I'm not good with
they
it.
have some
I know it.
misconception that it's something they may need. And really, you know, it comes down to what you can use properly.
Right.
And I'll tell you what, we're going to do more videos on the Scar, but this gun, I believe, is just plain awesome. And, right now, as of the recording date of this video, this is my number one pick is the Scar. Okay.
We always punch number
Other
one.
guns, other than what we showed in the
Good.
video here,
That's
that
all you
would
can
probably be just fine.
Let's do it.
I know some people are big fans of like the M1A. Some people like the M14 series of rifles. Some people like the SOCOMs. I mean, there's even guys out there that might be like, well, I'm grabbing my M1 Garand right now. Well, that's fine too.
Right. Whatever.
Gun
You
that
get the
you don't have
same.
to use,
Whatever.
you can shoot well by all means. That's the thing you need.
Mhm.
But this is just my opinion. This is what I think.
This is what I'm
And
doing.
hope you enjoyed this
I got a
video.
308
And
punch
you guys have a good day.
with an AR-15. I combined the two of your guns. Literally.
Hey guys,
You got one gun.
heads up. Everything you
Which,
told
if
about
that was,
shampoo
you
and
know,
conditioner
he would agree. That's a smart
is
decision.
shit.
You can't go wrong with
Shampoo
that.
daily. Shit.
How?
Conditioners
How
just for
can you go
women.
wrong with something that you
Shit.
chose?
Washing
Two
your
guns and
hands.
one that you chose. Can't go wrong
If
with
you want a dry scalp, don't.
Dude, there's communists falling out of the sky. Get ready.
it.
Not really. Actually, this is 5 minutes for life and liberty. I mean, life and liberty. So, what happens? I mean, is it a communist invasion? Is it a whatever? Okay, does it have to have a reason?
No.
It's just 5 guns for life and liberty.
Well, we
You know,
do
it could
live.
be a bad guy trying to kill you or whatever.
No, we do live in the land of the free. So, life and liberty is one of those things we want to protect. So,
Yes.
what guns would you use to defend your life and liberty with? Well, we've been thinking about it for quite some time. We came up with a pretty good selection. I think it pretty much encompasses everything that you would want to do to take care of anything that might threaten your life and liberty.
Right,
So-
exactly. You know, we all have a right to
Right.
life and liberty, a right
This
to
is a
protect it.
life and liberty gun.
You know, it's one of those things. We're looking at from the
Bum, ba, da, bum,
standpoint
bum,
of,
bum,
you know,
bum,
a
bum,
fight's
bum, bum.
We're not talking about, okay, well, if you had to use it, what could you use? We're talking, you know, they're coming. There's parachutes in the distance, and there's, Red Dawn scenario, and they're coming. All right, you got to grab something and go. What would you use? Well, starting kind of on the bottom of the list and going up here, Glock 19, All right, you can't go wrong with a good, solid, pistol. If you're going to have a sidearm, all right, which many people, I guess, if I was going into a fight, I'd want to have a backup sidearm.
Yep.
All right, so you got your Glock 19. This one's got Trijicon HD sights, yellow front, Nibbix slide. This is a real nice 19. And of course, don't forget your 33 round magazines. If you need to run into a fight, you got some extra firepower.
That really is the charm of Glock pistols. Everybody can talk what they want to about Glocks, but when it comes down to it, every model that's small can use every magazine that's bigger.
Yeah.
And they make some of the most reliable high-capacity magazines for handguns on the market.
Well, I hate to be on the Glock bandwagon because I know there's some people. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love M&Ps. I've got several M&P pistols, and I love them to death. But I think when it just comes down to the world's going to shit, I think I really want to have a Glock.
Or a few of them. I mean, we all have a few of them laying around the house.
Yeah, exactly. Pardon my French, but moving on. Okay, you need a boomstick. I think I'd be running out the door with my Benelli M4. This is a beautiful shotgun, not only in terms of the way it looks, but she's also very deadly. This is a law enforcement model, collapsible stock, magazine tube. It holds 8 shots, semi-auto, very reliable system of operation. Great shotgun.
Well, the thing with the Benellis is this shotgun is used by the Marines. And if it's good enough for the Marines, I think it's good enough for just about anybody else. But these are top-end shotguns. I mean, these things are very, very high-end. I mean, you're talking $2,000 for a shotgun like this. But can you get the job done with like the Mossberg 500? Can you get the job done with a Remington A70? Yeah, sure you can. But this is the ultimate combat shotgun. We're talking about life and liberty, so you want the ultimate in combat reliability. Absolutely. Gas-operated Argo system this thing runs is just sweet.
Benelli M4, Benelli M3, can't go wrong with a nice Benelli. Get you a 590A1 with like good marine finish, the nickel finish. It seems to me that, you're going into a fight, you're going into a questionable environment. Why not make sure you got a gun that's going to have very good prevention of rust, corrosion resistance, ease of maintenance, and a Nibbix finish or nickel finish. Anything with that slick nickel is really going to, wipe off really easily in a dusty or dirty, nasty environment. Speaking of which, we're moving up the ladder here. So what if you got your pistol, you got your shotgun? Okay, what about rifles? Well, we'll move on to rifles. We got here an awesome DDI AK-47. And this thing is just great. It's got nice, comfortable Hogue furniture. Comes with 2 30-round PMags. This particular one's got a nice Vortex Spark optic. The process they use to treat the metal on these DDIs, they're very, very corrosion resistant. They lubricate really well. They hold oil well. If you get them hot and you burn them up, you just spray them back down.
Also, these rifles, the way that they actually, the metal is not really coated. It's more of a treatment, like Eric mentioned. But if I'm not mistaken, all the metal parts on these guns, they're treated up to like 60 Rockwell. So, I mean, they're extremely, extremely durable, when the surface finish. But what I like so much about these DDIs is the way they're put together. The company basically decided that all the AKs on the market, well, not all of them, but some of the AKs on the market were subpar, quality coming off the lines and going to shelves at the storefronts that you're going to buy it from. And they decided to make a better AK, and they did. And these are very, very reasonably priced AK-47 variants.
Yeah, we'll be doing a full review on this particular gun. This is actually my personal DDI I picked up. I really like it a lot. We'll be doing some more work with it. But an AK, awesome. I love AKs. I'm more of an AK guy. Chad,
well, we're talking about life and liberty, and I'm not of the opinion that you're going to find a lot of 7.62x39 laying around, whatever magazines laying all over the place. Everybody owns, ARs, and they are used by military and police all across the country, all across the world. I mean, and this is kind of my choice for a life and liberty gun, just a regular old AR-15 that's been slightly modified. We've got some Geisley furniture on this, Geisley 2-stage triggers for more accurate shooting and longer range. We've got a BC gunfighter charging handle. Makes it easier to charge the rifle from the left or the right side. We're running just PMags, PMags.
Mbus Pros.
Mbus Pros. Yeah, some high-end Mbus Pro backup sights, Aim-Point, Compton 3. This is from Optics Planet. I've got a momentary on light on this gun.
Which means the button, I guess.
On my fighting guns. This is a momentary on and off, so you can scan the area, whatever the case may be. So this is from Enforce. These are pretty cool. So we've got momentary on and off. So doesn't really give you the position away. Plus we have a SDN6 from AAC on the front. And this is a 5.56 firearm, but I'm running a 30 caliber can because it's very versatile on multiple platforms. I can run this on 308s, 300 blackouts, 223s, pretty much anything that'll fit down the board, and I can adapt to the rifle. I can use it. But this is set up just to run. I don't have an adjustable gas system or anything on this type of rifle. I'm running a Geisley super gas block, and it's got the bomb-proof installation where the spring pin is actually drilled through and pinned in place. So the block is not going to move off this barrel under any circumstance. And we tested it under some very crazy circumstances. Yeah, we ran the AR-15 meltdown with the Faxon barrel and the guys in super gas block, and didn't go good. It does. Well, one interesting thing about this rifle, what I want to mention is, there's a lot of folks out there that'll take a rifle and they'll deck it out with all kind of crazy stuff. But this rifle right here is strictly business. It's a business gun. And I mean it. This rifle here has all the upgrades you need.
Strictly business. A business gun. You hear that?
It's nice and simple. I didn't want anything to fall off my rifle. I just run standard pins for the most part. I do have a K and S pin system on here just to keep the trigger in a good place for the most part. But I've never really had any issues just running straight pins. Yeah, but everything on that rifle is pretty much solid. Just go balls to the wall. No problems there. And the cool thing too, one more thing I'll mention before we move on is that the modularity of the AR lends itself well to that. You can set up a rifle for specific use, whether it's hunting, self-defense, life and liberty. In this case, life and liberty, that's a life and liberty gun. So what if somebody wants to punch out longer range? Well, longer range, you might think a high quality 308 bolt gun. I mean, we're getting a 30 caliber.
You said 308 bolt gun? Why you go bolt? Because it's 308.
So
no.
Got a pretty nice Springfield M1A here. This is a loaded model. M1A. Several years back. Been making some slow upgrades too. This is kind of a longer range, like DMR type rifle.
But you can never go wrong with M1A. You had to go M1A. It's like
bed of the rifle, running a very low profile arms.
It's like purposely going the best, skipping a lot of shit.
I think this is a U.S. Palm cheek riser, but you got to have a cheek riser with an M1A. But this rifle with Federal 175 grain Match King, 7-minute breach, pretty much all day long. So that's all I need. I need a rifle to shoot about an inch at 100 yards, punch on out there, to maybe 800, 900,000 yards if need be. But the nice thing about that gun is it'll shoot inch or less groups all day long. It's not like one of those deals where you're shooting, and then, okay, the gun's heating up, it's stringing, it's doing weird things. I like the M1A because you get that nice reliability there. It's a very good weapon system. It is a little bit on the heavy side, so make sure you're stretching chicken wings, getting your arms worked out. You mentioned your Scar and whatnot. Scar's a great rifle, but I kind of like heavy metal. A little bit. I was torn between this and the Scar for this video. The Scar and the M1A are both expensive guns. I mean, they're going to cost money, but I guess from my point of view, I mean, cost is one thing. I mean, what if you're one of those guys who's only going to own 2 or 3 guns? Well, if that's the case, save up your money and buy the best thing you can afford to defend your life with. What's your life worth to you? I mean, from my perspective, if I'm running out the door with a shotgun, I'm grabbing the M4. I'm going to grab the nicest shotgun I own.
You hear me? You hear me?
If I'm going to die in 5 minutes, I'm at least going to have a nice shotgun on my corpse.
You hear me? Seriously.
The M1A that I have here, I probably have $2,000.
Because I need something with a bigger explosion. With a bigger projectile. I have to aim less. And then I have an upper hand.
I mean, does it last? Is it worth it? Probably not. I mean, 1 inch is good enough for me.
If I can shoot through a door, through a house,
one of the biggest things about this rifle, what I like so much about this setup, is the fact that, say you got a buddy with a fancy Sturgeon, he's making very precise shots. He's shooting, very, very precise sub-minute groups when he's, on the range. But let's say it's a combat situation. It's a life and liberty situation.
Right.
This is a rifle that not only can you use to engage targets, you can spot for another shooter. So you're witnessing what's going on. You're calling the shots. And say you seek out a moment of opportunity. You see that he missed. You have a fast follow-up shot, not only from his shot, but for your shot.
So the light recoil impulse of the M1A, you can just about spot for yourself, especially when you're talking 500, 600, 700 yards. You can pretty much call your own shots, especially if you're shooting from the front.
Well,
an advantage.
Speaking about optics too, on a kind of intermediate, like moderate range rifle,
just like
something that's no more than about 10
7
pounds. On carbines such as that, where you're talking engagement targets anywhere between 100, 200 yards, maybe up to 600 yards tops.
Right.
Good high quality 1-4 optic like the Vortex PSTs or the Razors that we've used in the past.
Right.
Extremely good results.
Right.
Wonderful, but a little red dot like this Confident 3 or like the Vortex Spark, we can shoot 300-400 yards with those all day long and engage targets that you would most likely encounter in a life and liberty type situation.
You can also take this aim point here and run your magnifier if you want. So make a flip out magnifier that gives you 3 power, and I think they also make a 5 power, if I'm not mistaken. So this is 5 guns to think about, guys. I mean, these are guns we own. These are personal guns. These are our choices. These are what we would use as a good quality, firearms you see here. It is a sobering thing to think about, defending yourself.
Oh shit! I forgot. You got family and guns. Oh yeah. There go daddy. Big daddy. You the wrong
This
one.
list is really one of the toughest ones that you would have in that scenario. Obviously,
I thought it was Big Daddy.
Doesn't hurt that it has a bayonet
SKS.
as well. The SKS,
Yep.
firing the 7.62 by
39.
39, is extremely dependable, and it is a very effective hunting and self-defense weapon.
Yep.
Doesn't hurt that it has a bayonet as well. Other things I like about this gun is stripper clips. I like the idea of stripper clips. They're very lightweight. You can carry a ton of these around in your pocket. They're pretty quick to use if you practice. The other thing I'm going to say about the SKS is it doesn't look like a big scary rifle like the AR-15. It just kind of looks like a hunting rifle. Number 2, Smith & Wesson 686.
Which means
It's a large frame revolver.
it's not going to scare all the gun nuts.
38 special. It's the
It
only
doesn't have
revolver
the
on this list,
cosmetics.
primarily because it is
God.
not just an awesome revolver,
Damn.
but it fires 7 shots.
Shit.
Having 7 rounds makes a difference. It's a very effective hunting and self-defense gun. Really, any large frame revolver would. Number 3, Ruger 1022. Not many 22 LRs made this list. Ruger 1022 is exceptional for a couple reasons. With the 22, you can hold about 1,000 rounds in your pocket, but it is super accurate and reliable. As I've talked in the past about the 1022, many have said that theirs was terrible. Clearly, there are lemons out there in the 1022 market. Again, I can't speak to that, but what I can speak to is mine is super reliable, very accurate. With 25-round magazines, you could put on any red dot or scope. And with the Ruger 1022, there are crazy modifications that you can make for this gun. Number 4, Mossberg 590 or 500 series shotgun. Couple reasons. Number 1, this is very reliable. There's been over 11 million of these sold, and I've never even heard of one that didn't work. Firing a 12 gauge, I love that because there is an extreme variety you can use with the 12 gauge, from slugs to birdshot. Mossberg 500 pump shotgun is not just a great hunting shotgun, it's a great self-defense weapon. Number 5, AR-15. In my opinion, this is one of the best choices out there. The 30-round magazine, semi-automatic, firing the 5.56 or 223. This is a small and very effective round that's light to carry around. P-mags are pretty lightweight as well.
Yep.
AR-15 gives you accurate,
Definitely not no
shooting, even
P-mag.
with iron sights. There's so many modifications to be made with the AR-15. It's not just one of the best self-defense weapons out there. It's
one of
really
the
great hunting
best.
rifle as well.
Right.
Number 6, CZ452 Ultralight.
CZ.
The bolt action 22 LR
22.
is the only bolt action 22 LR on this list. And I know there are a lot of great bolt action 22 LRs. But this has something that the rest don't. It's got a 28-inch barrel. That's very significant because it takes the sound from the shot almost to suppressed. It's extremely accurate. With a 10-round magazine, you have 10 rounds of quality shooting, 22 LR in the right hands. I wouldn't pick any other bolt action 22 out there. Bolt action 22 LR is not a good choice without having what the CZ452 Ultralux has. Not just that long barrel, but extremely accurate. Number 7, Glock 17 is the only 9mm handgun on this list. There's a lot of tough, reliable 9mm handguns out there, but whether you love Glocks or hate them, there's one thing no one can say about it is that they won't be silly reliable and last for 10 to 20,000 rounds, possibly over 100 years, whichever may come first. I don't know if you can say that consistently for any other handgun out there. So not only accurate enough for self-defense, but I believe it's accurate enough to hunt with. You can go into any store, buy a Glock, and you're almost guaranteed that it'll last forever. When it comes to bug-out guns, you'll probably break before the Glock 17 does. Number 8, AK-47. Firing the 7.62 by 39 like the SKS is again an awesome hunting and defense round. Now you got a 30-round magazine. With 75 million of these produced, probably over 100 million, including all the Kalashnikov family guns, it is super reliable and ridiculously durable. Like the Glock, you'll probably break before the AK-47. Number 9, the Remington 870. Like the Mossberg, there's over 11 million of these produced. It's a 12-gauge pump-action shotgun that is consistently in numbers made and sold very, very dependable. Remington 870 is very reliable in the 12-gauge variety of rounds. You got deer slug, turkey shot, bird shot, buckshot. There's really only 2 shotguns that I pick to put on this list, and that's the 870 or the Mossberg 500. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Mossberg 500. Finally, number 10. Number 10 is a really strange choice because I have 2 guns in this category. Primarily because I mentioned both of these guns earlier, but these are the pistol versions. So I kind of gave them a half a point each, but they are very worth mentioning because they are a pistol version. And that's maybe, in my opinion, the best bug-out gun out there. And that's the AR-15 pistol or the AK-47 pistol. Again, I put them together. I kind of hated bringing these 2 up at all because I brought up the AK-47 and the AR-15. But because they're pistols, they're absolutely worth mentioning. I put these here, different type of bug-out gun, because they're pistols, making them very concealable. So you're carrying an extremely effective rifle round, but at the same time, it's just a little pistol. AR-15 with 7-inch shorter barrels, ridiculously effective for this cause. Of course, an AK Mini Draco or something like that is also a ridiculous weapon for this cause. Both these would be great hunting guns as well. So there you go. There's my top 10 list of bug-out guns. I know there's tons of them I didn't mention. If you have yours, put them in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this topic. If you like this video, click like and subscribe. You can now find us at Full 30 on Facebook and also at GodFamilyandGuns.org, and all those links are below. The most important part of this YouTube channel is we take prayer requests. Never hesitate to send that stuff in. Thank you for watching this episode of God, Family, and Guns. And as always, love God, love your family, love guns.
Take your guns. Don't never let nobody take your guns.
Men de dyresæt, det gør livet lige føles lidt dyrere, lidt bedre. Danmarks mindst klapper ryg er tilbage. Det man bare ikke må blive til, det er til sidst begynder at tro, at det kun er det. Følg Mia og Mathilde i deres hæsblæsende karriereliv.
Altså, jeg kan godt lide den der særbehandling, men den kan også godt kappe.
Jeg har faktisk en tøj-launch, men det har vi tid til, for hun skal til Disneyland.
Rene og Mathilde. Nye afsnit hver fredag, eksklusivt på Dplay.
For over 4 generations,
too much pounds of pressure.
Family has perfected the art of
I need to get him right.
for a smooth and balanced
4
taste
inches.
of Italy.
Got
Avanza. It's how you say
3.5
coffee
pounds of
in
pressure.
Italian.
Make the noise on the CMMG meltdown. CMMG ain't no joke. Tales of the
royalty basis, a plan that would have netted him untold millions during the First World War alone. Instead, a critical role in history, an invention which has been praised and denounced, served hero and villain alike, and carries with it moral responsibility. A critical role in history, an invention which has been praised and denounced, served hero and villain alike, and carries with it moral responsibility. To understand the gun is to better understand history. They were men whose lives were ruled by violence, in a time when security came from the guns at their sides, when survival depended on aim, speed, and a willingness to pull the trigger. The Gunslingers, next on Tales of the Gun.